Good evening and welcome to Long Pond, Pennsylvania at the Pocono Speedway for round number 6 of the JM Transport Blown Piston Racing League Clash Series. We are looking at your track information brought to you by Wise Choice Contracting. We are at the Tricky Triangle, as we call it, a 2.5 mile tri-oval. I guess you can't really call it an oval, it's a triangle. And it is a pretty tricky track, and they call it the Tricky Triangle for a very good reason. The first turn is a fairly highly banked 14-degree tight turn. That brings us onto a straightaway towards turn number 2, which is not banked at all very much. It's only 8 degrees. That brings us to a short shoot going into turn number 3, and turn number 3 is banked only 6 degrees. Now, the main straightaway and pretty much all the straightaways. The track is pretty wide, but the main straightaway is very wide, and you'll see drivers stepping out of line there, trying to get a draft or trying to get a jump on somebody towards turn number 1. There you see how many. Well, you see 5 lanes divided by lines there on that main straightaway. So there's a lot of room here to race. And then they go into that turn number 1, which is it looks a lot easier and wider than it really is, and it's got quite a bit of banking, and we'll see a lot of drivers wash up there. It's really a one-lane turn. There is no double file racing there at all. All right, so the ambient temperature tonight, folks, is 83 degrees Fahrenheit, only 43% relative humidity, a partly cloudy sky. We have 12-mile-an-hour winds. That might hinder the drivers a little bit. The track temperature is 106 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a fairly hot track, which makes for a little bit slippery conditions, most likely. So drivers will have to be on their game and be careful about that kind of stuff. All right, so we're in the closing stages of the practice session. We looks like we have 34 drivers entering the race. We may do a heat race. I'm not really 100% sure if we do or not. Actually, if we have 35 entries, we should not be doing a heat race because the first 35 qualifiers are locked into the feature race as usual. So if anybody extra shows up here before we get into qualifying, we may be doing a heat race. All right, the drivers have come off the Bristol race where we actually saw pretty good racing considering Bristol being a pretty tight and narrow and short track. So we're hoping to get a little bit more green flag racing in. We've had a bit of a rocky start this season, but we're trying to get it all figured out. Drivers are shaping up for the rest of the season. The league organization has taken away their fast repair, so there will not be any fast repairs anymore. It is what it is. If you wreck your car early on in the race, you're going to have to deal with it. They only get 4 tire sets for the race, and that means that they're going to have to manage their tires. The fuel window is expected to be right around 19 to 22 laps, depending on how the yellow, if there's yellows, obviously, we're talking green flag race laps, and we're going to be closing the first stage on lap 20, which means that we might be able to do that without making pit stops. The second stage will end at the end of lap 40, and the race, obviously, the third stage and the race itself will end on lap 70. So that is the situation for tonight. If need be, we will do 2 green-white checkers, no more than that. And so let's quickly bring on, before we get into qualifying here, let's bring on the standings real quick. On the top left of your screen, you see the driver's table with Tommy Ryan. Excuse me, voice is giving me some trouble here tonight. On the driver's side there, on the top left of your screen, we see Tommy Ryan with 253 points, leading the standings with 2 wins and 3 top 5 finishes. He is ahead of Brian Fallon, and then it's Guy Schneider, Jason Branch, Roger Matthias rounding out your top 5 there. We have Anthony Keys in 6th, also with 2 wins, and we have Guy Schneider with 1 win. And you can see on the bottom left of your screen that those winners, 3 winners in 5 races, they are locked into the Sweet 16 for the end of the season, the playoffs. So they're already locked in there. Now there's going to be an award for the man that runs the most laps leading in the races, and currently that is the DXP Frontman Award. Currently that is Avery Wilson that is leading the standings for that DXP Frontman Award. That's an award, folks, that will be handed out at the end of the season, so it's about leading the most laps in the season. And then on your right side of your screen, you see the team standings. It is 4X Racing leading the standings there with 185 points, 2 wins and 5 top 5 finishes. Unacceptable Motorsports also with 2 wins, and then Piedite Racing with 1 win. And further down the order, you can find your favorite team there underneath. The standings here brought to you by Wise Guy Racing Graphics. If you can't be on the top of the field as far as speed is concerned, you can most certainly be the best looking car. And if you need a rep for your car, check out Wise Guy Racing Graphics. They do a phenomenal job. Wise Choice Contracting also sponsoring our standings here. So all right, folks, let's go and pay some attention to qualifying as they are already on their way. As you can remember, the drivers have 2 laps to qualify. They do that individually. They cannot see each other, but we can check out on any of them that is on the track. Currently, it is Avery Wilson that has the best lap time for qualifying. It was his first lap, actually, 55.400, and he is being followed by Anthony Keys, Randy Yoakum, Guy Schneider, Jeremy Brooks, Andrew Mraz up there in 6th, David Evans, and you can see the order down there. 20 cars already put down a time. Actually, it's 25 cars that have put down a time there, and we are still waiting on some other drivers to get into qualifying. We have, I believe, a new driver in Rodrigo Loga, the number 78 car. There he is. That is Rodrigo Loga. I don't believe I've seen him before, so welcome to the show, Rodrigo. We hope you have a lot of fun doing this series. We certainly do. So hope you can stick around and give us some new input here. All right, we have also Randy Bledsoe here in the number 81. Roger Matthias is still out there trying to qualify. And it looks like Jordan Berry has put down 1 lap. He's working on his 2nd lap there. Our friend from Canada, a little bit loose there, looks like. And here he comes out of turn number 3 onto the main straightaway, trying to improve on that lap time there. And let's see if he did or not. He most certainly improved it, not by all that much, but he jumps into 23rd position. We have Tommy Ryan actually setting the quickest lap now with a 55.268. That was his first lap. His 2nd lap was not an improvement, but it looks like it is Tommy Ryan, folks, that is going to be taking home that pole award here as the final moments are ticking away. And let's see, we should not be doing a heat race as we have 34 drivers on track. Final seconds ticking away there for the qualifying session. Andrew Moore in the number 77 car. There you have him flashing by us there. He is currently in the 14th position, and he is not going to be able to finish that 2nd lap, folks, because that is qualifying. We're going to go into a warm-up session here shortly. And first of all, we're going to congratulate Tommy Ryan on winning the Cop Blue Pole Award. He is. Oh, they're already gritting up, actually. We better get a move on. So Tommy Ryan wins that Cop Blue Pole Award for being the fastest qualifier, folks. And let's take a quick look at the grid as we are getting ready to get going here. Tommy Ryan, as said, on pole with alongside him, it's going to be Avery Wilson. Then it's going to be Jeremy Brooks and Elliot Henderson on the second row, Anthony Keys and Randy Yoakum on the third. Fourth row for Brian Rainville and Scott Wise. Good qualifying effort for the 31 there. Guy Schneider and Rodrigo Loga, the new driver, on the number 78. He is on the fifth row with Schneider there. The sixth row for Mraz and Evans. And then we are going to the seventh row with Roger Matthias and Andrew Moore, the eighth row for John Fintley and Casey Duncan, Jason Branch and Jeff Ryan on the ninth row, Ryan Nicoletta and Ron Schutte on the 10th row, Randy Bledsoe and Eric Kepf on the 11th row, Don Bellerby and Anthony Handley on the 12th row, and then we have Jordan Berry and Randy Perdue on the 13th row, Tom Queering, and let me see if we can get to some drivers here. There you have them. They're lining up in pit road. Where was I? Tom Queering and Corbin Simmons on the 14th row. Kevin Nicoletta, Jonathan Munda on the 15th row. 16th row is for Jacob Williams and Dan McLaren. Max Williams and Matt Cherry will be on that final row. Lauren is the race administrator, and she has probably just entered the race to be able to observe everything from the driver standpoints. So she is most likely not going to be starting the race, and we are still waiting on the grid for Dan McLaren and Matt Cherry. I have not seen those two drivers. There we go. We're rolling out on the tricky triangle here behind the pace car. Tommy Ryan, your Cop Blue Pole Award winner. Let's bring that back out once again here. Tommy Ryan, good qualifying effort. We know he's always fast. He's always up there. And I don't believe this is his first Cop Blue Pole Award that he's won this season. So congrats to him. He's going to need a big shelf for all the trophies he's going to be bringing home this season. All right, folks, we acknowledge the series sponsor, JM Transport, a company specialized in the transport of oversized and over-dimensional loads. So if you have something that is too big for a regular truck, go check them out, JM Transport. I believe they are located in Pennsylvania. And they have a sister company in North Florida. And as you can see, the drivers are lining them up side by side here. Good sized field, like always in the Clash Series on Sunday night. We very much enjoy the size of the fields here, and we're looking forward to this race. The pace car is going to be going down pit road here. 2.5 mile track. Very can be very difficult for the drivers. There we go, folks. We are on. We are racing here at Pocono. And it looks like Tommy Ryan and Avery Wilson are coming towards turn number 1 there, side by side. The entire field still in 2 lanes here, and as you can see, Avery Wilson has a little bit of trouble keeping that car down. It is not easy to be double wide here in turn number 1. It is a lot tighter than it looks. Tommy Ryan has picked up the lead. Avery Wilson is in second position there, and they looks like they already have a little bit of a gap towards Elliot Henderson in the number 03 car. Jeremy Brooks in the 53 is fourth. Randy Yoakum is fifth in that number 8 car. And Andrew Mraz is in sixth position there in the 028. Tommy Ryan pulling away a little bit by about a half a second here on going into lap number 2. We see some shuffling going on back here in the back of the pack. that looks like John Findlay there in the number 92 is leading those cars. The 22 of Jason Branch is there. The 81 of Randy Bledsoe. Let's go and see where we have Scott Wise. Scott Wise is running in the 31 car there, the green car. And he is currently holding on to his starting position. He started 8th and he is still running 8th. Guy Snyder in 9th position in that 27 car. Anthony Keys in the number 14 car. And Tommy Ryan adding up for his DXP award aspirations. He was behind Wilson as far as that competition is concerned. He is currently running the quickest lap on the track here. 55.6 is his lap time, and it looks like Elliot Henderson has passed Avery Wilson. Field stretching out a little bit here. It looks like not everybody is able to run the exact same pace here. Elliot Henderson is almost a second behind Tommy Ryan. Avery Wilson's about 7/10 of a second behind Henderson, and Avery has Jeremy Brooks on his bumper there. Jeremy going for that 3rd position now, going to the inside, coming into turn number 3. Can he hold on to it? It looks like he is still side by side there, and behind them it's Randy Yoakum, Anthony Keys, and Scott Wise battling it out for that 6th, 7th, and 8th position. Jeremy Brooks still side by side there into turn 1, and that's where it becomes a little bit tricky. We see Avery going up a little bit high, and the 53 picks up 3rd position. Oh, we have an issue there. Let's go and see what happened there. That looked like it was the 028 of Miraz. Let's bring that back. Nope. Well, yeah, actually it was. It was Miraz that hit the wall there. He is still rolling. He has got a little bit of damage on that right front and on the right rear, but he's still moving along. So hopefully he can keep it together until we get to our first pit stop there. Lap number 5, that lap number 5 of the first stage. The first stage is going to end at the end of lap number 20. Tommy Ryan still in the lead, a little bit over a second now on Elliot Henderson, and Elliot Henderson has a little bit more than a second on Jeremy Brooks. Avery Wilson is a half a second behind Brooks, and then it's Matthias Schneider. Scott Wise has picked up a position there. Randy Yoakum in the number 8, and Casey Duncan currently 7 positions up. And it looks like the hardest charger at this point early in the race is Max Williams. He is currently 9 positions up since the start. So he is currently our R&R Enterprises hard charger early on in the race. Schneider seems to be hanging with Matthias there. Let's see, Casey Duncan is putting a challenge on Randy Yoakum there, and it looks like Casey Duncan is going to gain another position here, picking up 8 at the cost of Randy Yoakum. Andrew Moore seems to be doing the same thing here, going underneath the 8 of Randy Yoakum as they are coming onto the main straightaway out of turn 3, side by side still. Yoakum may have the draft there a little bit from Casey Duncan's car. And going into turn number 1, they are still side by side. You see a lot of cars in the background there using the entire width of the track there, the main straightaway, giving you plenty of room to race. Andrew Moore has picked up a 9th position at the cost of Randy Yoakum. Let's go a little bit further back. We have a group of cars there with Jordan Berry, Anthony Keys. It looks like somebody is already in trouble there. The number 14 of Anthony Keys has lost his front end. And he has got Jordan Berry behind him there in the 51 car. Findlay is looking strong here in the 92. He is right behind Ron Schutte there. Ron Schutte in the number 28, leading that group there. He is in 15th position. Looks like the field is starting to stretch out a little bit. And in front there it is that is Rodrigo Loga and Andrew Mraz there in the 14th position. Mraz 14th. And that is the 20. Oh, let me see. That is the 28 of Schutte that is gaining on Casey Duncan. Or though that's not Casey Duncan, I apologize. That is Andrew Mraz. Got my cars mixed up here. That is Casey Duncan. He is in the Dunkin' Donuts car. He is in 8th position. And let's see, up front, things are not really tightening up all that much, although the difference, the deficit between Henderson and Brooks has come down a little bit. It's under a second now, so Jeremy Brooks is slowly reeling in Henderson, but not exactly all that fast. Jason Branch is close behind, I believe, John Findlay there. Jason Branch is in the yellow car, Findlay in the green car. They are duking it out there for 16th and 17th position. Jason Branch is behind them there. Ryan Nicoletta in that back the blue machine. Eric Kepf is there in the 63. And in the 52, we have Max Williams. Joachim is battling here with, let me see, that is the number 3 of Jeff Ryan. 3 wide here. The 78 of Loga is there. Jeff Ryan picks up 11th position, it seems. Loga is on his inside. And Randy Joachim seems to be dropping back a little bit. Henderson is also, I'm sorry, Brooks is reeling in Henderson. It is down to about a half a second now. Let's see if we can bring both of them in. There you have Brooks following Henderson, and it looks like he is closing in. Branch closing in, or Branch has been passed by Mraz, I believe, or did he close in? I'm not really sure, but Jason Branch is passing Mraz there on the main straightaway, going into turn, number 1. Jason picks up 15th position. Findlay is in a group there with Eric Kepf. Nice little group here of 5 drivers that are battling for the 18th position. That is Eric Kepf in the 63 car leading that little group. Max Williams is behind him, John Findlay, Ryan Nicoletta, and Brian Rainville. And in front of those guys, it is Jordan Berry that is chasing after Jason Branch. Branch in the yellow and blue Navy car. And it looks like further back here in the field there is a lot more close racing going on than at the top of the field. Ryan Nicoletta and Brian Rainville to his inside there. I don't believe Brian got past him. Nope, he did not. The Camaro of Ryan Nicoletta is still ahead of him. Jeff Ryan and Ron Schutte are going at it here, side by side. Schutte passing Ryan, going into turn number 3. The 28 picking up 12th position. "13 laps in, folks. We should be able to do the first stage without pit stops. And then right after that stage, you'll probably see pretty much everybody going in. Ooh, looks like Jeff Ryan had a little bit of an issue there, going on the apron in turn number 1. And it looks like Jordan Berry is ready to pick up the pieces there. That is actually Randy Yoakum. Looks like Yoakum has gone past Jeff Ryan there, and Jordan Berry is getting ready to do the same thing. There you have him. Not quite there yet, although the number 3 is definitely giving him the room. He looks like he's coming underneath onto the main straightaway. Jordan Berry picking up 14th position. Jason Branch right behind him. Are they going to go 3 wide? Going into turn 1, it looks like it is Jason Branch ahead, and Jason Branch is actually pulling ahead here. He had the inside line. He is now into 14th position. And a little bit further up there, we have Casey Duncan now in 7th position, with Scott Wise fairly close behind him in 8th. It looks like the differences between the leaders are all above 2nd. Ryan Henderson and Brooks all a 2nd or more in between those guys. Avery Wilson into 4th position, almost a 2nd, or better, more than a 2nd actually, behind Jeremy Brooks. Matthias is a little bit under a 2nd behind Wilson, and then it's Guy Schneider, who is almost 4 seconds behind, so that the field is definitely stretched out quite significantly. Tommy Ryan 1.4, almost 1.5 seconds ahead of Henderson. He is still leading the pack, going in the lap number 16 here shortly. Let's see what else we have going on. Loga in 10th position is looking like he is getting ready to put some pressure on Dave Evans in the number 1 car there. Andrew Moore is behind him there. Group of 3 cars here. That is 9th, 10th, and 11th. Evans, Loga, and Moore. Let's ride along with Rodrigo here for a little bit. In the 78 car, 10th position, and we are looking at the back end of David Evans. There we're going through turn number 2. Looks like he is fighting that car a little bit. It's not horrible, but it seemed to me like he was making sure that back end stayed in line here. This is turn number 3. He shifts back to 3rd gear, revs up the engine, and almost overshoots that turn there, and then back up to 4th gear, going into lap number 17. That is a partial lap there with Rodrigo Loga, new driver here in the series. It looks like Jordan Berry. No, it's still Max Williams that is up 16 positions. Max Williams in that number 52 car there, still currently your RR hard charger. Scott Wise is being put under pressure here, it looks like, by the number 1 of David Evans. And Loga and Moore are right behind him there as well. Scott in the 31 car running a little bit wide there, coming off turn 3, and it looks like David Evans comes alongside him, going into turn number 1. And it looks like David Evans has the inside line there, and it looks like Scott has dropped to the 10th position there. Evans and Loga both finding their way past him. Andrew Moore in that orange Gulf car is now behind Wise. So Wise now in 10th position. Eric Kepf, Ryan Nicoletta, and Jeff Ryan here. I'm sorry, that is Max Williams we're looking at. Kepf is in the 63 car right behind Jason Branch. And it looks like Kepf is coming alongside there on the main straightaway, going towards turn number 1, a drag race towards the first turn there. And it looks like he is nosing ahead, and he might be bringing along Max Williams. Max is actually on that inside line, going underneath the 22. That higher side in turn number 1 just doesn't seem to be working for anybody right now. Maybe it'll rubber in a little bit, but that is turn number 1 is not a great turn to be going side by side. Max Williams now challenging Kepf in turn number 2, but he's tugging right behind him there, staying in that 16th position. Let's go a little bit further up the field, where David Evans is currently in 8th position with Loga behind him. We have Eric Kepf going down pit road. We are actually on lap number 20, so let's go and take a look here at Tommy Ryan, because at the end of this lap, we are finishing up that first stage, and it looks like Tommy Ryan is going to take that first stage win fairly easy. He has been reeled in by Henderson, actually. He might be short on fuel. We've already seen a few drivers go on pit road. Jeff Ryan, Eric Kepf, Tom Query, and Anthony Handley are actually on pit road. So not everybody is making it all the way to through this first stage on fuel here. Tommy Ryan picks up that win in front of Elliot Henderson. Jeremy Brooks cannot make it either. He is going down pit road at the finish of that first stage, and that means that Matthias picks up the 3rd position, Avery Wilson the 4th, Guy Snyder 5th. That means that Jeremy Brooks had to let go of that 3rd position at the end of the stage. So Tommy Ryan, your stage 1 winner. A lot of drivers on pit road now. Loga on pit road, Joachim, Jason Branch. There's a lot of guys that did not make those full 20 laps there, that had to come in before they actually crossed the line, finishing that first stage. Tommy Ryan, I expect him to be coming in shortly as well. And there he is. He's turning left off of turn number 3, coming down pit road on the brakes. Make sure you're at the 55 mile an hour speed limit right there by those yellow cones. Tommy Ryan, your leader, is on pit road, being followed by Henderson, Matthias. So that tells us, folks, that the fuel window is actually, it's pretty tight on that 21, 22 lap mark there. So the second stage, we're going to be finishing that on at the end of lap number 40. And if we're going green all the way, we're going to be, we should be able to make that, obviously, because most drivers have pitted right after that 20 lap mark. Scott Wise currently picking up the lead. He has not been on pit road yet, so I'm fairly sure he'll be coming down there at the end of this lap. Dan McLaren in the 73 car. Well, he's actually driving number 12. He should have had number 73. That's how he is being scored, but that's all right. We'll get it figured out. Kevin Nicoletta in the 41 is in third currently, and Tommy Ryan, after his pit stop, is in fourth position. There we have Scott Wise diving into pit road. And look who's out of fuel. It's awful quiet there. Let's go on board. Yep, he's out of fuel. You can hear the engine sputtering a little bit. He still had a little bit left. Tommy Ryan picks the lead back up on lap number 23. Scott Wise is still in pit road there. Let's see where he pans out. He gets going again. Past the green cones, he can get back up to racing speed. And it looks like he is dropping back out of the top 15. Tommy Ryan is in first with Elliot Henderson now 4/10 of a second only behind him. So Henderson has definitely made up he's closed that lead up pretty good. It was over a second, and it is now less than half a second. Let's ride along with Elliot here. Caution, our first caution of the day on lap 24. Let's go and find out what has happened. Looks like that is Findlay and Mraz. Well, that was really not it. That is actually the number 12 of Dan McLaren that causes the yellow, and he does so all by himself. That is pretty. That's an interesting situation here. Nobody around him. He's back out of the pits, it looks like, in turn number 1, and just gets that backhand going around. Can't save it. Turns it into the inside wall, and that was pretty much all she wrote. Tommy Ryan, your leader. We'll try and see if we can pick up our lucky dog. Folks, that is our first caution of the day. After 24 laps, so we've had a really good green flag stint here. The first stage completed completely under green, so kudos to all these drivers. They've been doing a pretty good job here tonight. It looks like everybody has settled down into this race fairly nicely, and there's plenty of room to race here. The only turn where you have to be a little bit careful seems to be turn number 1. And it looks like Tommy is trying to save fuel as much as he can. You'll hear that he'll push the clutch and turn off the engine, maybe even. Here they come back onto the main straightaway, so hopefully here we can pick up if there is a Lucky Dog driver, which there should be. Brian Rainville, meanwhile, going down pit road. Several other drivers: Scott Wise, Max Williams, Findlay, Mraz. There is your lucky dog. That looks like Jonathan Munda. He is our lucky dog, sponsored by SFI. He gets to go around and pick up the pace at the back end of the field. The 55 of Jonathan Munda is your lucky dog driver. All right, folks, that gives us a moment to catch our breath again. Our cautions are sponsored by Superior Templating LLC. We appreciate their support. And give us the opportunity to catch our breath here. Looks like our Lucky Dog Munda is going straight for pit road. Tommy Ryan picking up a lot of points for his DXP frontman aspirations. He has led quite a few laps. I believe he's led all 25 out of 26. The only lap he didn't lead was when he pitted. So he is adding up for his DXP Frontman Award. And then our hard charger, folks, let's go and find out who that is at this point. That looks like it is Tom Queering in that number 46 car. He is, no, I'm sorry, it is still Max Williams in the 52. Max is up 17 positions from the start. So he is currently our R&R Enterprises hard charger. Scott Wise back on pit road again. Doesn't look like there's any damage to speak of on that car. Ooh, has to back it up, overshoots the box there. And it looks like the lights on the pace car have already been turned off. That means we're going to go back to racing, going into lap number 28. I'm fairly sure that everybody should be good for fuel as far as the second stage is concerned. We're going to finish that on lap 40. So with the yellow and the pit stops that we had earlier, I'm fairly sure that everybody's going to be okay. Tommy Ryan has Elliot Henderson alongside him in that 03 car, and then behind them it is Jeremy Brooks on the inside and Avery Wilson on the outside, and then it's Guy Snyder in that blue Golf car and Casey Duncan in that white car with the Dunkin' Donuts logos on the hood there. Coming down towards turn number 3, we will see the pace car going in. Looks like the back of the field is still a little bit stretched out there.
Green flag,
there
green
we
flag.
go. We're back to racing once again. Tommy Ryan going towards turn 1 there. It looks like Elliot Henderson on the high side has Jeremy Brooks to worry about. The 53 car seems to be slotting into second position there on the inside of the 03. Avery Wilson right behind him. Well, Henderson and Brooks are still side by side at it on that first short shoot towards turn 2. It looks like Henderson has picked that second position back before they even get to turn number 2 there. Jeremy Brooks in 3rd and Avery Wilson is in 4th position. Guy Snyder in 5th in that number 27 Golf car. Roger Matthias in the 6th position. Duncan in 7th. Eric Kepf in 8th position. He is up 14 positions since the start of the race, so he's doing a pretty good job there. And it looks like Tommy Ryan is slowly pulling away again. Half a second already. Let's go check on Henderson. He's also got a half a second on Brooks. And Brooks has a little bit less than that on Avery Wilson. But then between Wilson and Matthias, there is about 4/10 of a second. Let's ride along with Avery. You're are on board. The number 18 car of Avery Wilson in 4th position, coming through turn number 3 onto the main straightaway. As you hear, Avery is not shifting gears here, keeping that car in 4th gear onto that long straightaway. This is one of the longest straightaways we have in NASCAR style racing, folks. And there you see him in turn number 1. Avery is staying behind the 53. Little bit of a lift, a little bit of a wiggle there of the back end trying to step out in turn number 2. And back again onto the main straightaway. And once again, it looks like the field is stretching a little bit, but not as quickly as before. Tommy Ryan still less than a second on Elliott Henderson. Duncan being overtaken there by Eric Kepf. Kepf on the inside in that number 63 car in turn number 2. Side by side with Duncan. Looks like he had to get out of that a little bit. Duncan holds on to 7th position. Avery Wilson has Roger Matthijs closing in on him. Well, Wilson himself is actually sticking with Brooks pretty good. The number 5 is looking to get ready here. Is he coming down? No, he's staying behind. Roger is in 5th position there. Jordan Berry in the 51, improving his personal best. Back at it here with Wilson, who has put a pass on Jeremy Brooks here. Well, at least he's trying to. They're side by side. Going into 3, he has to slot back in behind Brooks again. Let's see if he does anything on the main straightaway. Well, he's not going to get the time because we have an issue, and that looks like the 028 of Andrew Morass. Ooh, we got lucky he was missed there. Let's see what happened to him. A little bit further back. He is right up there by the wall. Going into turn, what is it? Number 3, I believe. And he just gets loose and gets it sideways. That is not turn number 3. That's turn number 1. Loses the back end and gets it into the wall. Can't save it. Lap number 33, our second caution of the day. All right, let's go pick up the leader there and see if we can catch our lucky dog. Something has also happened to Ryan Nicoletta. We can try to catch that back here. Ryan Nicoletta has brushed the wall fairly hard there. I don't believe we went yellow on that one. He was not on the racing line. That was before this yellow came out, folks. All right, let's go keep an eye here on the situation with the yellow dog, as we see Henderson, Brooks, and Wilson, and the whole caboodle is going in there. Tommy Ryan staying out. Snyder staying out. make sure I catch that lucky dog, and I believe we're about to catch him. There he is. That is Corbin Simmons in the 22 car. I should say the 022. He is our SFI lucky dog, and he is going around. All right, folks, we have a bunch of drivers coming off of pit road. A lot of people have been there. Let me see, everybody, pretty much everybody behind Scott Wise has been on pit road. Scott has been on pit road in lap 26. And it looks like Wilson has been on there, Duncan, Henderson, Joachim, Matthias. So a lot of guys have been on pit road there, folks. All right, we'll bring up Superior Templating, our caution flag sponsor, and that'll give us an opportunity to slowly catch our breath. And we'll move in there on Kevin Nicoletta, because Kevin Nicoletta is up 23 spots from the start, so he is currently our R&R Enterprises hard charger. And as we're on lap 35, we're going to go racing on lap 36. We are mid-race. And we are only a few laps away from our second stage. Tommy Ryan still looking good for that. That is probably the reason he stayed out there. He really likes those stages because it gives him the points he needs. He is leading our championship. And he's had a lot of stage wins already. Fairly large facility, a 2.5 mile triangle, basically, here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. There they are between turns 2 and 3. That is actually the shortest straightaway on the track. The main straightaway, as said, folks, is one of the longest straightaways in the NASCAR circuit. Ryan and Schneider on the front row, Moore and Berry on the second row, Wise and Nicoletta on the third row, as we are getting ready to go back to racing, going into lap 36. 5 laps to finish that second stage.
Green, green, green.
There we go. And Tommy Ryan has a good jump on Guy Snyder there. Snyder being followed by the 51 of Jordan Berry and the teammate Andrew Moore. Andrew Moore coming into third position right behind his teammate and going underneath him to pick up second place, it looks like. Schneider on that higher side, still side by side there. These guys are definitely going to give each other some room. It looks like Schneider noses ahead again, and Jordan Berry comes alongside Andrew Moore going into turn number 2. Moore holds on to that third position for now and slots in front of Jordan Berry. Kevin Nicoletta there in fourth, and a bunch of drivers behind him there. Scott Wise, the 5 of Matthias there on the inside, the 53 of Jeremy Brooks. Those guys are all on fresh rubber. That's definitely going to help them. Henderson is in 5th. He is the first one of the drivers on fresh rubber. But once again, Scott Wise on that higher side, losing a few spots there. Henderson going for Barry. And in turn number 2, he puts it underneath Jordan, and he picks up 4th position.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh boy, we have a caution, and let's go and see what happened here. That is the 29 of Randy Perdue. Ooh, a lot of drivers lucky that they can miss him here. Let's go back a little bit further and see what happened. The 63 is behind him, and Yoakum is in front of him in turn number 2, and I don't believe there's any touching going on. I think he just lost the back end by himself there. Locks up the brakes to keep it going in a straight line, not to run into the wall, so I say he saved that pretty good. And it looks like we had another issue as well. No, I'm not sure. That was Corbin Simmons. That was not part of this issue, I don't believe. Nope, that was Corbin Simmons trying to catch up to the field after coming out of the pits. So that was before we went green. Well, that brings us back under yellow. Looks like we're going to finish that second stage under yellow. Tommy Ryan still your leader. Looking good. Well, we may be going into lap 40 to take the green. Let's not jump to conclusions here, but Tommy Ryan's looking good for that second stage win again. And do we have people taking to pit road? Nope, they're just fooling each other. Randy Yoakum is, however, going down pit road. I don't see anybody taking that lucky dog. There we have one. That looks like Don Bellerby in the 44 car. He is our SFI lucky dog. All right, folks, that brings us back under the yellow, and Superior Templating gives us a chance to take it easy for a few moments. We appreciate their sponsorship, as we do all our sponsors. JM Transport for their series sponsorship. Again, they are specialized in big and wide and oversized, so if you got something that won't fit in a regular truck, those are the people you need to call. Let's go and check on our Charger. That is, I believe, still Kevin Nicoletta. He is 21 spots up from the start in that 41 car, so he is our R&R Enterprises hard charger. And obviously, we need to also mention that Tommy Ryan is doing very, very good business as far as adding points to his DXP frontman ambitions. As we are going, we're going back to racing, going into lap 41, which means that we'll get the green flag and then immediately decide that second stage. Field is nicely lined up there. Snyder is alongside Ryan, and then it's Andrew Moore and Elliot Henderson on that second row. I doubt there will be a lot of differences here, but they're going to get the green flag, and then as they pass the line, they will decide stage number 2.
Green flag, green flag.
And there we go. Tommy Ryan has a good start. Looks like he picks up the stage win. Andrew Moore actually steals second place from Guy Snyder on the line there. So Moore and Snyder second and third. Henderson fourth. Barry fifth. And Matthias was sixth, as they are already changing positions in turn number 1. But that's the way they finished stage number 2. Andrew Moore in second position, almost half a second behind Tommy Ryan. Tommy is checking out once again. Henderson has picked up third. Guy Snyder in fourth, with Matthias right on his tail end there. And it looks like Matthias comes underneath it. Oh, a big slide coming on the main straightaway. But he saves it, and he hangs on. He's on the inside there, going towards turn number 1. It looks like he is actually going to pick up that fourth position. Unbelievable. That was some slide there, folks. And further back, we have Loga in a little bit of trouble there on the high side. Jeff Ryan. Jeff seems to be leading that group there in 15th position. And Tommy Ryan is not checking out as easy as we as we've seen him do before. Elliot Henderson challenging Andrew Moore here for third position. And side by side on that main straightaway, it seems to be working if you come underneath somebody out of turn 3 and then drag race them towards turn number 1. Then you have the preferred line going into that tight number 1 turn. And that's how we've seen a lot of guys pass each other, and Elliot Henderson is no exception here. He picks up second position. Four cars in the lead group here, a little bit stretched out, but not as much as before. Matthias also challenging that 77, going into turn 2. Ooh, he makes that look pretty easy. Actually, we're in turn 3, apologize. He made that look pretty easy, so Andrew is probably starting to feel his tire slip away. He last pitted on lap 21, and Matthias has been in the pits since then on lap 33, so I wouldn't be surprised if Andrew is feeling that rubber go away. Brooks is in 5th position in that number 53 car. Guy Snyder has dropped off to 6th position. And it looks like Tommy's getting a little bit more opposition right now. Elliott has definitely closed that gap. Let's ride along with Elliott here. Coming on to the main straightaway. Henderson also not one of the guys that shifts down. And he is definitely closing in and starting to challenge Tommy going towards turn number 3. He puts that 03 underneath the 6. And side by side, Matthias is actually past Moore and joining in the fight here at the lead, giving us another power slide tire. Being turn number 3. Amazing stuff here, folks. Matthias coming to the inside of Tommy Ryan now. And it looks like he is going to take second position. The guys that are on newer tires are overrunning Tommy Ryan right now. Lap number 46. And your new leader is called Elliot Henderson. And of course, folks, it ain't over till it's over, but we've seen Tommy Ryan go through this before. He would pick up stage wins, 1 or 2 in a race, and then near the end he struggles a little bit. So he hopefully he can have a yellow fall a little bit his way and see if he can finally pick up another race win. Jeremy Brooks seems to be closing in on him as well. There we have him. Jeremy has also been on the pits on lap number 33, so he's got better rubber than Ryan as well. And there he comes, coming towards the inside. And that looked fairly easy for that 53 driver. He picks up third position. Henderson still in the lead, but only just. Matthias is right behind him. Looks like Elliott was taking a bit of a defensive line there. Now he's staying wide. Not sure where Matthias is, maybe. Matthias coming to the inside. Side by side on that second straight. Going towards turn number 2. It looks like Matthias has that inside line. Still side by side. And Elliott can save the day here. Jeremy Brooks actually passes Matthias on the higher side there. That tells me that Matthias probably felt that back end slide a little bit again and had to get out of it. He is back in third now. Jeremy Brooks in second, going after Henderson. Schneider going down pit road, followed by Berry. Green flag pit stops on lap number 49. What is Tommy Ryan doing? He is staying out there. Henderson, Brooks, and Matthias, the top 3 there, close together. And then Tommy Ryan in fourth position, and he's got Andrew Moore about 7/10 of a second behind him there. Top 3 drivers all pitted last on 33, so they are still on the freshest rubber, and they are good for fuel for a while yet. Probably another 3 or 4 laps or so. We have Tommy Ryan now going into the pits. There he is. Andrew Moore followed him in there, and Jeff Ryan is also coming down pit road. So these guys are looking to make it to the finish, I would say. This is lap 50. If they can pull 21 or 22 laps out of there, they should be good. Let's go check on Tommy. And it looks like Andrew is already on the move there. And now we see Tommy moving out as well. So they're coming out in the same order they went in. Elliot Henderson has pulled away from Jeremy Brooks by about a half a second there. Matthias is still right on the tail of Jeremy. David Evans giving up a top 10 position here to go into the pits. And can't be that much longer for all these guys. 20 laps since their pit stop would take them to lap 52. Give or take 1 or 2 laps maybe. And there you have it. Elliott is turning left there at the exit of turn number 3, going into the pits, giving up the lead to Jeremy Brooks. And Henderson coming back out, and he is now in 18th position behind Tommy Ryan. So Tommy Ryan has gained a little bit on him with that earlier pit stop, and Tommy is now currently the quickest driver on the track with a 55.27. Brooks still has to pit. Randy Yoakum going in the number 8. Kevin Nicoletta coming in the number 41. And Jeremy has stayed out. That means he's doing pretty good on fuel mileage. Tommy Ryan improving. No. He set that last, that fastest lap, the last lap. I thought he was doing it again, but he didn't. Jeremy Brooks and Roger Matthias, 0.3 of a second apart. Jason Branch and Casey Duncan going, oops, missed Casey Duncan there. That's Casey Duncan. They're going down pit road. Eric Kempf is following them in. Jeremy still in the lead. Roger Matthias following him in second, going through turn number 1. Tom Quiring also on pit road in that 46 car. Ooh, he's got to back it up under green. That's costly. Let's see how long Jeremy can pull this fuel stint, because we're talking 21 laps at this point here. Still staying out. Him and Matthias still staying out. Rodrigo Loga, is in third now. He is also yet to pit, and Max Williams has gone in. Avery Wilson also still has to pit. First one of the guys that should be good to the end is Tommy Ryan in 11th position right now. And Tommy has got a little bit of a lead, not that much, 0.3 of a second on Elliot Henderson. So that fight is basically continuing. Check on Jeremy Brooks here. Can't be that much longer. still staying out. He's getting good mileage. Lap number 56. That means he's got, what is it, 23, 24 laps on that fuel. Loga coming in the 78 car. Anthony Keys following him in the 14. Brooks, Matthias, and Wilson. Wilson in fourth. They are still out there. Purdue is in between there in the 29. He pitted last on lap 38, so he's also getting close. And with the pit stops of the others, Ryan is coming back up to through the field here, now in sixth position. I'm sorry, in seventh position with Elliott Henderson in eighth. And Brooks is still going. He is pushing it. The question remains, though, how much time is he losing by staying out? He's running laps about 2 seconds slower than Tommy Ryan, so Tommy Ryan is closing in on him, and he still has to pit, so I think this works in the advantage of Tommy Ryan on fresher tires, just because he's lapping quicker. There it looks like they're coming in. Brooks and Matthias. And let's see what Wilson does. I expect him to come in as well. I doubt that he can stretch it any further. There you have it. So the three drivers out of the top four now on pit road. First one that still has to pit is Randy Perdue and Munda. They pitted last on lap 38, and then next up is Tommy Ryan, and he should be good to the end. Currently in sixth position with Henderson close behind him there. Now in third as the other guys are standing still on pit road. Matthias coming back out. And it looks like, a lengthy pit stop for Brooks. He is still not done there. Ooh, this is costly for the 53 driver. Not sure what happened here. Maybe he had a penalty or something. May have been speeding on pit lane coming in. Engine still running. We can see the flames coming out. We'll have to keep an eye on that here. There he goes, finally on his way. Cost him a lot of time. Randy Perdue is your leader. Randy is 10 seconds ahead of Jonathan Munda. They pitted last on lap 38, so they're about due for pit stops as well. If they can stretch it any way that the other guys could, then they should be coming in a few laps. And that means that, effectively speaking, Tommy Ryan is your leader. Currently in third position with Elliott Henderson right behind him. They have about 5 seconds on Andrew Moore, and he's got another 1.7 seconds on Guy Schneider. Barry is still running around there with a pretty damaged car. No, that's not him. That is Miraz. Barry is the 51. I'm sorry. Randy Perdue and Jonathan Munda now coming down pit road for their service. Tommy Ryan picks up the lead with Elliott Henderson right behind him there in second position. $11 more laps to go, so Tommy Ryan is looking pretty good here. That would be a pretty good result for him if he picks up both the stage wins and the race win. And fuel might be a little bit close, but we've seen guys run a good 24 laps on fuel, so my guess is that they they did their homework. They calculated it right. They should be okay for the race. Let's go a little bit further back then. Andrew Moore in third. Guy Schneider, his teammate, in fourth. Jordan Berry in fifth. David Evans in sixth in that number 1 car. Jason Branch in the 22 is seventh. Good job for him. Matthias working his way back up past Casey Duncan. He is in 8th and Casey is in 9th. And Max Williams in that 52 car rounds out your top 10. We have Don Bellerby on pit road. Not much separating Ryan and Henderson here. It is under 0.2 of a second, right around 0.2 of a second. And I'm expecting that to heat up a little bit once we get closer towards lap number 70. Matthias picks him up one by one. He's going past Jason Branch for 7th position. Looks to me like Matthias has got a pretty good car here tonight. And obviously the ones that waited the longest are on the freshest tires. And the difference for Matthias is that his tires are 10 laps newer than Tommy Ryan. Roger Matthias is running a 56.3. Tommy Ryan is running 56.5. So Matthias is in fact a little bit quicker, not by much. Henderson putting a move on Ryan. And it looks like he's going to get that done. Coming on the main straightaway, side by side. Classic move. We've seen it a couple times already. Coming underneath somebody in turn number 3 and then staying side by side on that preferred line towards turn number 1. And that's how they go in there. But, this is very, very close. Tommy Ryan trying to pinch him down as much as he can. Staying side by side there. And he is not giving up his leading position all that easy. Coming towards turn number 2. And he keeps it alongside him. Clean racing here, but very close. Tommy Ryan towards turn number 3, and Elliott gets to do it all over again. Underneath in turn 3, side by side down the main straightaway. Both having a little bit of a wiggle there. It looks like the number 03 is inching ahead now. What is going to happen in turn 1? And again, Tommy Ryan trying to pinch down the 03. He's not going quite as far as last lap, and he slots in behind Elliott Henderson there in 2nd position. New leader, Elliott Henderson. Fight for the lead here with 7 laps to go. And further back, it is still Andrew Moore, kind of lonely there in 3rd position. Guy Snyder in 4th. He's got Matthias gaining on him. So I'm expecting Roger to close in on Schneider here shortly. He is running about 0.3 of a second quicker. Let's go check on your leaders there. It looks like Elliott is taking somewhat of a defensive line to keep Tommy out of his draft. He pulls ahead a couple of car lengths now. Going through turn 1, Tommy is a little bit lower. What does Tommy have left here? And all in all, Tommy's got 2 stage wins here tonight, so if he brings it home in 2nd, I'm fairly sure he's still gonna have more points out of this than Henderson will. And Matthias has passed Guy Schneider. We can try to see that. Well, it's already happened there. Sorry about that. Matthias is in fourth. Going after Andrew Moore. Once again, sliding that car through turn number 3. He is pretty good at that. Jordan Berry is up in 6th. Looks like he is also quicker than Guy Snyder. Jason Branch is in 9th. Scott Wise is in 14th. Avery Wilson in 15th. Pitted last on lap 57. So I expect him to make up a couple spots at least. And you see him closing in on Scott Wise there. Already moving to the inside. Nope, not close enough. Staying behind him in turn number 2. And Henderson and Ryan are still going at it there for the lead. Tommy closing in again in the draft. Fairly sure he'll be looking for that opportunity in the last few laps. You got to try and time that stuff right. Matthias has passed Moore. Sure, we can bring that back for you. There we have it, coming on to the straightaway. He gets underneath the 77. Got a lot better tires, obviously, and it is really making it look pretty easy. He's already ahead when they go towards turn number 1. Matthias in 3rd. Henderson is still holding off Tommy Ryan. And you see him kind of taking a lower line here on the main straightaway, at least giving it a little bit of an attempt to keep Tommy Ryan out of that draft. And then into turn number 1, it looks like Tommy Ryan is about 2 or 3 car lengths behind. Not something that's impossible to overcome. Back markers ahead of them, that might make a difference, obviously. The top 3 drivers are running in the lower 57s right now. Matthias being an exception to that with a 56.7. He's currently the quickest guy on the track, it looks like. And then Moore and Snyder are in the higher 57s. And there you see him coming back onto the main straightaway. Ryan having a bit of a wiggle there, trying to stay away from that back marker. Henderson now leading by 0.3 of a second. 2 laps to go.
Caution,
oh, that is going to open up everything for everybody. And it's also going to mean that we have a green, white, checkered, which could bring people in fuel problems. This is what happened. The number 3 and the 28 getting together there. That is Jeff Ryan. Let's bring it back for you. That looks like Miraz. Let me make sure I said that right. Yep, I believe so. Miraz has been struggling, obviously. That car looks pretty bad. It's actually Jeff Ryan that washes up a little bit. Well, that leaves Henderson obviously in the lead, but it's going to give Tommy Ryan another shot. And the question now will be, those guys, Elliott pitted on lap 51, Tommy on lap 49. We're already on lap 70, and we're going to do a green, white, checkered. So the guys that pitted on lap 51 and 49, and some of them even pitted on 48, they may actually be in trouble when it comes to fuel. So that will be something we have to look for. Now, I am not excluding that I missed if there was a lucky dog driver. Could have been the 46 of Tom McQuarrie. And until I see another one, I'm going to assume that it is. And there you have it, folks. There's your answer. These guys know it. They are in trouble with fuel. They have to come in. And that is going to... And Henderson actually stayed out, but more... I mean, I'm sorry, Ryan is pitted a lap earlier than Henderson, and he is not sure he's going to make it. So this is a significant development here. A lot of guys on pit road. Wilson, same... Ooh, he's got to back it up. Weiss, Schneider... And Andrew Moore, Jordan Berry, Nicoletta, David Evans. A lot of guys had to pit there. Now the question will be, Elliot Henderson pitted 2 laps later than Tommy Ryan. How close is it going to be? How close is it going to be? He is actually, as far as the leaders is concerned, the only one that is that we could doubt, because he pitted on 51, Matthias pitted on 57, Williams on 54, and Loga on 55. So Henderson, if anybody would be in doubt, it would be Henderson. Well, folks, catch your breath for the finale here, with Henderson leading the pack. Superior Templating LLC, our caution flag sponsor. We appreciate their sponsorship. Let's take a quick look at our hardest charger. That is currently Max Williams, 30 spots up from the start. R&R Enterprises sponsors the Hard Charger Award, and it looks like Max Williams is the one that will take that home if he can finish this way tonight. Jason Branch there in 4th position. That is also a good position for him. Actually, he's in 5th. Loga is passing him in 4th. Don Bellerby going to the pits. And it looks like the lights on the pace car are out now. So going into lap 73, we have 2 laps to go. And that'll be for the race win. Elliot Henderson, does he have enough fuel? We know that 23 to 24 laps is possible, so it's close, but it's not a certain thing here. Jason Branch is on that inside there. I believe he's supposed to be on 3rd row. Henderson and Matthias are on the front. Williams and Loga on the 2nd row, Branch and Keys on the 3rd. So good job here for Max Williams in the 52 and Rodrigo Loga, a new driver here in 4th position. That's a good start to his Blown Piston Racing League adventure. And once again, we're going to keep our fingers crossed here for Elliot Henderson's fuel situation, because this could be his high, but it could also be his low. Field closing in there. There we have it, folks. We're going to go green, white, checkered here in Pocono. Henderson, Matthias on that front row.
Green, green, green.
There we go. Oh, good and equal start here for the 03 and the 5. Going towards turn 1 in a drag race. Loga picks up 3rd position. Coming to the inside, is he? It looks like Henderson is taking that lead. Going into turn 1, he leads Matthias and Loga. And Matthias actually going up a little bit high, allowing Loga to come underneath him there. Henderson, oh, we're not gonna.
The yellow flag is out.
Ay, 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 and that changes everything for Henderson. Okay, it's going to be a little tough to decide what has exactly transpired here. It looks like the 51. It looks like the 51 touches the 31, and that gets them both off balance, and then obviously all havoc breaks out. And this is going to hurt Henderson the most, because Henderson, I'm fairly sure, is going to have to make a pit stop. That is very unfortunate. Well, we're only doing 2 green-white checkers. So, if he thinks he can do another green-white checkered, he might stay out. But it's going to be awful close, folks. We're already on lap 74. He pitted on lap 51, so we're at 24 laps on a fuel stint. Of course, there's been 2 yellows in there, but he still has to do 2 laps at race speed. I'm not sure if the 17 was our lucky dog, folks. That is Casey Duncan. I see. No, he is not. Well, he might actually be. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I'm gonna put it out. Ooh, looks like the 53. Did the 53 run out of fuel? That seems to be pretty impossible. More drivers going in. No, the 53 is running. And Elliott is staying out there. It's do or die. Joachim, Wilson, Nicoletta, Mraz, all on pit road. I'm trying to pick up if we have a lucky dog. It may have been that 17 after all. No, it's not. It is the 28 of Andrew Mraz. I'm sorry, that's not Andrew Mraz. That is Ron Schutte. He is our lucky dog. Sponsored by SFI. And folks, let's check on our hard charger. That would still be Max Williams in that 52 car, up 28 positions. He didn't maintain that top 4 spot, but he's in 5th, so he's still our hard charger. All right. The quiet before the storm with Superior Templating LLC, our caution flag sponsor. Round number 6 in Pocono, Long Pond, Pennsylvania, in the JM Transport Blown Pistons Racing League Clash Series, folks, is coming to a climax end here. Second green-white checkered, and the question remains, will Elliott Henderson make it to the finish on his fuel? He did not pit. And he has not done so since lap number 51. So he's going to have to do 2 more laps on race speed here. Holding off Roger Matthias, who has pitted 6 laps later than him. Matthias should be good. Duncan rolling with a steaming engine there. He's just going to try and finish the race, obviously. Where did we find Tommy Ryan? Tommy Ryan is in 8th position. He pitted on that first green-white checkered. He was not sure he was going to make it, so he went in.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Ooh,
Not
that's going to cost. That's going to cost. That means that Elliot Henderson has to run another lap. We're not going green. Now we're pushing it. That may be what strikes him down here, folks. That is unfortunate for him. I'm not sure what the reason was for the delay. It may have been Jordan Berry. No, that was earlier. That's got nothing to do with it. Don't know. Well, pit entry is on the right side of your screen, and Elliot Henderson is just going by there. He's gonna try. So going into lap 78, that means he's been doing 27 laps on one fuel stint, if I see it correctly. We can bring that up for you. That actually calculates 25 at this point. It is still pushing it. And 53 is back there still running. He's jumping in and out of the picture. That means his connection is not 100%, but he's still running. And as said, folks, we have Keys and Loga on that second row, and then we have Max Williams and Randy Perdue on that third row. Tommy Ryan is alongside Jason Branch on the fourth row. And everything is going to be about the first row drivers there, Henderson and Matthias, and about fuel. Fingers crossed for Elliott. There we have it, folks. We're going to try this one more time. There goes Elliot Henderson. He's got a little bit of a jump on the number 5. Pulls away by 2 car lengths maybe. Roger in second position, trying to cover that inside line from Loga. Elliot leads into turn 1. Matthias holds on to second position. Loga is still in third. It looks like the 29 is running a little bit wide. Oh! Matthias is catching up to the 03. Is he already running out of fuel? What is going on? Well, he's not out of fuel. Matthias just had a good run on him there. Maybe he had a bit of a moment. I missed that maybe. Henderson hanging on to second position. Anthony Keys is in third now. Loga had to give up that position. Ooh, we have another one in the wall there. That is Loga. Ryan. No, that wasn't. Tommy Ryan. He is coming into second position here. And what am I missing here? The 03 is still looking ahead of the 6. Oh, I apologize. scoring is off. I apologize, folks, but scoring seems to be off. I'm not sure. This is the last lap. Roger Matthias is on that last lap. Is Tommy Ryan out of fuel? Is Henderson out of fuel? It looks like it. This is Matthias taking the checkered flag. And it looks like an enormous amount of people have ran out of fuel. Something is wrong with my scoring system here, folks. I'm very sorry. But Matthias is definitely the winner. It looks like Tommy Ryan has come home in second. Let me refresh that and see if I can get that back to where it needs to be. Nope, that just makes it worse. Well, I apologize for that. That just makes it worse. We are going to have to assume that Matthias and Ryan were your top 3 finishers there. Let me see if I can get a hold of race admin. Just give me a moment, please. Elliot, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me? Oh. Elliot, this is Mark. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Okay, man, I am terribly sorry. My scoring system went down on the last lap. So as far as I can tell, it is Matthias that took the win there, and Tommy Ryan in second, and you in third. Did I see that right, or is it the other way around?
Nope, you're correct. You are correct.
So, Elliot, you chose to stay out there, having pitted last on what I believe was lap 51. What was your fuel situation? Was really close, right?
My fuel situation did not exist at that moment. Yeah, we crossed the line and ran out off of turn 1, so I'm glad that was a one-lap shootout. I wish I'd known. I could have driven it a little bit harder, but I kind of just, blocked Anthony and them there, trying my best at that. But yeah, we drove into 1 a little too hard, and that's what pretty much ruined the race for us right there. But damn, if that delayed green didn't happen, we may have been able to squeeze that one out. But I knew Tommy was on fresh tires, so we were a sitting duck, and we had no fuel in it, and Roger had better tires than us too. So a top 3 is much better than running out of fuel with 2 to go or anything and finishing 20th. So we'll take it, but it sucks because I did feel like we had the fastest car here today.
Absolutely, you were very strong. So they made it a one-lap shootout. Is that something race control decided? Because that may have been what throws my scoring off completely.
Well, yeah, what actually threw it off was the fact that the session time limit ended. So I thought that we were ending under caution and I was going to win it that way, but alas,
okay.
It did not happen. Yeah, so it ended with a one-lap shootout after it delayed the green once and reset everything due to the time running out, I guess.
Okay, that's what I missed there. Okay, I apologize, folks, for that. I missed that time limit. That's what threw me off. We basically finished on the white flag lap. That's what happened there. But yeah, you're right, Elliot. It's better to come third than nothing at all. Obviously, you were strong all race long. Your fuel situation had me sitting here with my toes curled up, man, because from lap 51, and obviously there were a few yellows in there, but still there was a lot of green flag racing in that period. So I knew it was going to be a do or die choice. When you didn't go into the pits for that last green-white checkered, I figured, well, he's just taking his chances here.
I was equally scratching my head with you. I was just praying that it was going to work out. I knew Tommy was going to be short, so I knew that he was pitting. But I also knew he had a set of tires. I didn't have a set of tires. So for me, it was like, even if I started back there, I wasn't going to pass anyone. So I took my chances. I prayed that maybe it would just end because of the time limit. That's why I stayed out initially. That did not happen. The delay hurt me even more. And then it just, that last lap was what it was, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll take a P3. Solid effort. We were definitely a top 3 car all day, so I can't complain. But I genuinely feel like we had the fastest car. But at least we had fun racing Tommy. I hope I raced him clean enough. I know I doored him once or twice there, but that was a ton of fun. And yeah, we'll see what we can do next week now.
Absolutely. Well, we all know we had a bit of a rocky start to the season. This I think was a proof that we can turn it around, and I think this was a pretty good race. As you said, it was very close up front. You raced Tommy pretty close, and there's going to be a little bit of touching here and there, but I mean, come on, that's what it's all about. We're not racing open wheels, so I thought it was a very good performance from everybody, generally speaking.
Yeah, the cautions kind of fell right. I was annoyed at them during the race because I didn't feel like they were falling to suit me, obviously. But the way they fell, it created fun strategy. It gave Tommy the chance to have an extra set in the pits, which was great for him. And yeah, it definitely made it interesting. I just kind of wish the last one obviously didn't fall because I think unless Tommy had a ditch effort on that last lap, I think we were smooth sailing from there. So,
gotcha. All right, Elliot. Well, once again, congratulations on a race well run. You took your chances. You brought it home in third. It's still a good place to be. Absolutely. So, congratulations once again. Any shout outs you want to do, man?
Yeah, thank you guys for the broadcast. Blown Piston Racing, short shift broadcasting. This league is actually a ton of fun. I know, like you said, we've had caution-filled events, but that happens in any league. So, it's a great group of guys. I have a lot of fun racing Tommy, Roger. I think Max was up there a little bit too. A lot of these guys are super fun to race with. I've never run with a lot of these guys before. And then shout out to Gritty Sports and Kicking Asphalt Racing, which is Chris White's team, who I drive for in this series. My teammate Eric Kepf, other teammate Jacob Manning, and Chris White, the owner. But yeah, that's it.
All right, thanks very much, Elliot.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Mark.
Tommy, second place there. That was a good little spurt there at the end. I do apologize to everybody that my scoring fell a little bit short. I thought it was my scoring that made this hiccup, but it turned out we ran out of time. You decided to pit for that first green-white checker. Obviously, your fuel was close. So what made you make that decision?
Well, honestly, historically, I knew that we would not go the distance on the first green white checker, and I was going to be in the same situation Elliott was going to be in, and I was not going to have enough gas because on that one run I had to pit a lap earlier because I was stayed out to, get the second stage win. So I really had to conserve fuel with 21 to go, and at that point I was, the bed was made, man. That was just I was really hoping it would go green, and I still finished second. I don't know if I would have got Elliott there at the end, so it worked out. But I just wasn't gonna have gas.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, basically, it looked to me like your strategy is kind of similar to what you've done before. You work very hard towards those stage wins, and they obviously you pick up a lot of points there. And then it kind of looked to me like on that third stage, towards the race finish. You kind of got in trouble there a little bit, having to pit under green, and it seemed to me like you lost a little bit more time there than you would have expected. Did I see that right?
Well, I don't really think I lost that much because so the strategy was I had to make it to at least like 21 to go, and as soon as I hit that window or I was able to make it from there, I was forced to pit. And Elliott and them guys, they pitted like within a lap or two behind me, so I was really surprised they didn't try to go a little bit longer. And then I think a couple other guys actually did go a little bit longer. But then at the end of it, when it all cycled, I was winning the race. And then me and Elliott were battling for the win with, 5 to go. So I didn't really get behind. I was probably a little bit behind on tires because I had to pit before he did. But then at the end of it, the green white checker comes out, and then it forces hands. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, this
Yeah,
got 7 laps on his tires and whatever, and everybody's just the cards are falling. You know what I'm saying? You just got
exactly. Yeah,
so
yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. That you did cycle back to the front there. That you're absolutely correct. And the only, I guess the big difference between you and Elliot at that point was that he pitted 2 laps later than you, I believe, and that's basically why he could take the chance of staying out on that first green white checkered, and you decided to come in.
I had to have a choice. And honestly, Elliott had speed, man. He was obviously he ran me down from the start of the race. I had like a two second and something lead, and he rolled up on me, and I was like, man, this guy, he's gonna roll. I mean, I might be able to have a short run speed, but in the end of it, man, he was quick, so it was fun. We're really good with him too, man. We did door to door, I don't know, 2 or 3 laps. So
Absolutely, yeah.
he's got good racecraft, man. He can wheel it and be respectful, and that's what I don't race dirty. I try to race as clean as I can and hard as I can. So it worked out. It was fun.
Absolutely, it was a lot of fun to watch. Absolutely. All right, Tommy, your second place is still a very good one to bring home. 2 stage wins this time. As I'm still thinking you're coming away with more points than anybody else.
So I'm trying to get a real good cushion, but it's when this chase stuff starts, man. It's gonna start all over again. It's trying to win a bunch of poles, and lead a bunch of laps, and win a bunch of races. So
Yeah, exactly. All right, Tommy. Once again, man, congratulations. Good run. It was fun to watch. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out?
yeah, obviously it's the series sponsor, JM Transport. You guys for doing the broadcast, Scott and Laura for putting on the show. Everybody that races here, we got some that are good and some that probably need to learn a little bit of patience, maybe. But Northern Tool and Equipment, Coastal Safety Auditors, Patriot Fire, and that's about it, man. I hope to see you guys again next Sunday night and have another interview.
All right, we're counting on that, Tommy.
Working on it, man.
All right, on to our race winner here, Roger. I'm sure you're a little bit surprised to find yourself in this position, maybe.
It's just a little hard fought battle there at the end, but just a long time coming, I guess.
Absolutely. And how was your fuel situation, sir?
Oh, fine. I had plenty of fuel to go. My tires were a little fresher than Elliott's at the end. I think that's what really got into him at the end, into turn one. He ran a little too hot in.
Oh, I didn't actually not see that. You believe you touched him there?
No, I think he just went in a little too hard and washed up a bit, and I just was able to drive off the corner a little bit better.
Ah, all right. Okay. Well, all in all, if I look at your entire race, I mean, you're always the kind of guy that can be found somewhere in that top five, top 10 most of the time, and that was no different today. You do have a pretty good feel for staying in there and picking your battles, I believe, and right there at the end when it counted, you made it work.
Appreciate that. Yeah, just try to hang around as much as I can. I had an unfortunate mishap since qualifying, and both laps were not as well as I should have been, but battled through in the race and just came out with the win. A
Well,
little bit of luck.
let's face it, that's when it counts, Roger. They pay at the end of the race. They don't pay at the end of qualifying. Is what I always say.
I agree. Led 2 laps and led the one that mattered.
Absolutely. All right, Roger. Congratulations, my friend. Good job. We enjoy seeing you racing out there. You're one of the top guys in this series, I would say. You're always up there. Congratulations once again. Well deserved win. Maybe right. It was a long time coming, and I'm fairly sure we're going to see you up there quite a bit more the rest of the season. So good job, man. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out before I let you go, sir?
Well, and thank you guys for the broadcast and Scott and Lauren and the rest of the team and the guys who just run clean most of the time. Good lead.
All right. Thank you very much, Roger. And once again, congratulations and go have a celebration, my friend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, folks. There we heard from the top three drivers, and I apologize for being thrown off there by the time limit. And now that I've tried to reload the scoring, I will not be able to get you the full results on your screen. So I apologize for that. But we do know that Roger Matthias has brought it home in first. Tommy Ryan in second, and Elliot Henderson there in third. We've heard from all of them. The fuel situation was decisive here at the end of the race. Obviously, time running out was throwing me off there a little bit, but it was still a fun night, as said, with as talked about with one of the drivers. We've been off to a rocky start this season with the league, but as far as a lot of yellows and stuff. But I think this race was a very good example of what these guys are capable of. It was a very good race. There was nothing really weird going on. Obviously, we're going to have yellows, and obviously things are going to happen. That's just part of the style of racing that we're doing here. But I think this race and last week in Bristol, given that was a short track, I think we've all gotten our act back together, and we're all back to to doing the racing in a way that we're supposed to be doing it. And I thought it was a fun race. It was an exciting race. It was good battles up at the front, good battles in the middle of the pack. Yeah, I believe we're getting on the right track here again, and I'm really glad to see that. All right, so next week, folks, we're going to try this all again on Sunday night in Kansas. But before that, you can join us on Friday with the trucks. We're going to do Pocono with the trucks before we go to Kansas. A lot of the same drivers are part of the truck series who are in their the trucks are in their second season. The B cars here, this is the first season for the B cars. So hope to see you Friday for the trucks here at Pocono, and if you can't make that, we hope you can make it on Sunday night to see these guys back in action on the Kansas Motor Speedway, a 1.5 mile oval. I guess you could say we're going back to what is most common in the NASCAR track situation. So we hope to see you there, folks. Once again, I apologize for scoring not being able to give you the full results here on your screen. We'll make sure that that doesn't happen again next time. Until then, folks, this is Short Shift Broadcasting. My name is Mark. Thanks to all our sponsors in the JM Transport Blown Piston Racing League, the SFI for the Luggy Dog sponsor, R&R for the Hard Charger Award, DXP for the Frontman Award, Wise Choice Contracting, Superior templating. I apologize, can't find my words here. Cop Blue for the Pull Award. Wise Guy Graphics. Go check all these sponsors out on the website for the Blown Piston Racing League, folks. Until next week, we hope you stay healthy and take care of one another.